Welcome to the Outside World, YouTube's #1 discovery channel. Today, we delve into Oman, a nation that challenges common perceptions of the Middle East, revealing its serene beauty and deeply rooted culture. We begin with the Strait of Hormuz and its global impact. This vital maritime passage, located between the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman, connects the Arabian Sea with the Persian Gulf. It borders Iran to the north and Oman's Muscat Peninsula to the south, with countries like the United Arab Emirates also nearby. Despite being only 48 kilometers wide, the Strait of Hormuz is one of the most critical strategic points in the world, capable of influencing global destiny. Although small in size, this strait controls one of the most important energy transportation routes on the planet. Around 15% of the world's total energy supply, primarily oil and natural gas, passes through this area daily. This not only affects major economies like China, India, Japan, and South Korea, but also directly impacts global stability. The Persian Gulf, with its vast reserves of oil and natural gas, is the lifeblood of the modern global economy. Countries that depend on energy flows from this region, especially superpowers like the United States, have vital strategic interests here. Any disruption to transportation through the Strait of Hormuz could severely impact the global economy, affecting industries and daily energy consumption. Due to its critical strategic position and enormous impact on the global economy, this area is also a major flashpoint for potential conflict, particularly between nations like the United States and Iran. Iran has repeatedly threatened to close the strait, most recently during the conflict with Israel in recent days. Such an action could cripple the global economy. As U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance said, "This is economic suicide." The Strait of Hormuz is the nerve center of the global economy. If it is blocked, the entire world will face inevitable catastrophe. What do you think would happen if Iran closed the strait? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Now, let's talk about the role and beauty of Omani women and the special regulations for marrying foreigners. After getting to know Omani women more deeply, I was genuinely surprised and felt like all my previous assumptions had been completely erased. They are not confined or submissive as I once thought. Quite the opposite. When you set foot in Oman, you will quickly realize that the women here not only possess a soft beauty typical of the Middle East, but also play a vital role in society. Beneath their traditional abayas are strong, educated, and confident women who contribute in various fields, including education, healthcare, business, and even politics. The Omani government actively encourages women's participation in the workforce, creating a very different image from the common stereotype of women in Arab countries. Omani women often have a mysterious beauty, with healthy, tan skin, deep-set, captivating eyes, and a calm demeanor. Her beauty stems not only from her appearance, but also from her confidence and aura, a result of an educational system that respects women in society. Interestingly, if an Omani woman wishes to marry a foreigner, she must obtain government approval and meet strict conditions. This regulation is designed to protect women's rights in the context of globalization and ensure that foreign partners genuinely respect Omani culture and traditional values. Although it may seem strict, this careful approach clearly reflects the respect that Omani society has for women. When people think of Arab countries, they often imagine lands rife with constant conflict and disputes. However, Oman is an exceptional case, an oasis of peace in the midst of a turbulent Middle East. Oman is one of the safest countries in the world, offering visitors a true sense of security when they set foot here. According to a 2019 report by the World Economic Forum, Oman ranked 5th worldwide in terms of safety, with a near-zero crime rate rare, even in many developed countries. This remarkable level of safety is due to a strict legal system based on Sharia law. Strict regulations and harsh penalties have helped build a stable society, where residents can live peacefully and tourists can explore freely. You can stroll the charming streets of Muscat, the capital, without worrying about harassment or theft. This is even more impressive considering that most Omanis enjoy a stable life thanks to the country's strong economy fueled by its oil reserves. Oman, the only country in the Gulf region without skyscrapers, has cleverly designed an urban policy, deeply rooted in local identity. According to a royal decree, no building may exceed 40 meters in height. This is to preserve the majestic natural landscape and maintain a harmonious aesthetic with the desert and mountains. Despite having the third strongest currency in the world and abundant natural resources, Oman does not follow the trend of concrete jungles or join the race for height with neighboring. Instead of competing for tourists with striking vertical skylines, they chose the opposite path, honoring traditional architecture and protecting an authentic and serene horizon. This conscious decision to set a modest height limit has created a unique beauty that allows visitors to fully experience the raw and peaceful charm of the Middle East. Preserving heritage is not just about safeguarding the past, it is about affirming cultural values. Amidst the waves of globalization, Oman demonstrates that in an era of rapid urbanization, listening to the voice of nature and preserving traditional identity can still create a distinctive and lasting appeal. On Friday afternoons, under the scorching sun of the Batina region, hundreds of locals from Barka Sohar and Saham gather in an arena. They are not there to watch a soccer match, but to witness a strange competition. Traditional Omani bull, there is no blood or matadors brandishing swords like in Spain. Just two powerful Brahmin bulls roaring and charging at each other in a real showdown. The one that pushes the other back or makes it retreat wins. These bulls are not ordinary cattle. From a young age, they have been trained like athletes with special diets, including grain, milk, fresh fruit, and dried fish. And they receive daily massages to keep their muscles firm. There is no official monetary prize, but the value of a winning bull can soar into the tens of thousands of Omani reals. However, this sport is not without its shadows. Serious accidents have occurred. Animal rights organizations and international public opinion have called it cruel and demanded its ban. The Omani government has also begun to tighten regulations. But for locals, bullfighting is more than just a game. It's their identity, their pride. The question then is, can this tradition survive in an age where compassion increasingly takes center stage? Share your thoughts in the comments below. The Ibra Wednesday Market, held every Wednesday in Wadi Ibra, in North Sharqiya province, is the only market in Oman exclusively for women, open from 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. This market attracts women from all over the region who come to buy fabrics, sewing accessories, face masks, scarves, shawls, colorful brass, makeup, and other feminine products. But here's a surprising fact. Most of the clothing sold here isn't locally made. It comes from Bangladesh and India. In addition to clothing, the market also offers a variety of traditional handicrafts, such as woven baskets, hand-woven mats, and camel bags. The Ibra market is located opposite the men's market, and in theory, men are not allowed to enter. In practice, they often set up stalls around the perimeter of the market and help create the lively atmosphere of Ibra town. The history of this market is closely linked to Ibra itself, which was once the only town in the area with a hospital. For this reason, many women came here to give birth, forming a close-knit community that remains deeply connected to traditional values. For this reason, the market is not just a place for shopping, it's also a space where cultural values are preserved. Exploring Ibra market is not just an opportunity for shopping, it's a way to better understand the culture and traditions of Omani women. Furthermore, the entire market is set against the majestic Al Hijar Mountains, making it a tourist destination worth experiencing. Unlike other markets where there is often pressure to buy and sell, here the women are relaxed and enjoy chatting and sharing about their wares. Although photography is prohibited in the market, some vendors still allow visitors to take pictures of their products or stalls. The women here are friendly and welcoming, especially to foreign tourists. Salespeople try to communicate with you and explain their products, sometimes with the help of someone nearby who speaks English and is willing to help with translation. When you visit Oman, from seaside cafes to lively neighborhoods, it's easy to see people enjoying shisha and chatting with each other. In Oman, as in many other Middle Eastern countries, smoking shisha is a cultural practice that brings people together and offers a shared experience that transcends social boundaries. Shisha, also known as hookah, originated in India and arrived in the Middle East in the 16th century. Many cafes in Muscat, such as the Kargan, have become favorite spots for both locals and international tourists to experience this unique cultural tradition. In Oman, smoking shisha isn't just a leisure activity, it's a social ritual. During gatherings, the shisha hose is often passed around, symbolizing intimacy and mutual respect. This reflects part of Omani cultural values, where communication and community connection are always highly valued. Shisha in Oman comes in a wide range of flavors, from fresh fruits like apple, grape, and watermelon, to more complex flavors like mint chocolate or maso, blended with honey that emits a sweet and pleasant aroma. Although a widely enjoyed pleasure, shisha is not a cheap luxury. The cost of a single shisha session can vary, depending on the coffee and the quality of the shisha. Larger, more upscale cafes may charge higher prices than smaller ones, but typically, the cost ranges between 3 and 10 Omani reals per session, which is equivalent to about $7 to 26 United States dollars. Although it is more expensive than many other beverages, for Omanis, it is a worthwhile expense to enjoy a relaxing and culturally rich experience. However, with growing health awareness, shisha smoking faces new challenges. A recent study showed that among shisha smokers in Oman, around 17% believe it is less harmful than other tobacco products. Although shisha can pose serious health risks, it remains a strong presence in Omani social life. It's not just a form of entertainment, but a cultural bridge connecting people of all ages and backgrounds. What do you think about this traditional aspect of Omani culture? Share your thoughts with us in the comments below. Before 1970, under the rule of Sultan Said bin Taimur, Oman pursued a policy of national isolation that led to a lack of modern infrastructure, even in the tourism sector. Although there were some basic accommodation facilities, they primarily served merchants and diplomatic officials. Modern hotels and resorts did not exist, and Oman rarely received international visitors. In 1970, when Sultan Qaboos came to power, he began implementing sweeping reforms that laid the groundwork for rapid tourism growth. A major milestone in Oman's hotel industry was the creation of the Mutra Hotel in 1970. This was the first and oldest hotel in Oman. Located on the Mutra Corniche in Muscat, the Mutra Hotel was not just a place to stay. It became a symbol of the transformation that Sultan Qaboos brought to the country. Following the opening of the Mutra Hotel, Oman began developing a modern infrastructure that includes hotels, resorts, and tourism services. Today, Oman is a major tourist destination with luxury hotels and resorts. The growth of the tourism industry has not only boosted Oman's international profile, but also provided travelers with the opportunity to explore the country's unspoiled beauty and unique cultural heritage. Oman is proud of its rich cultural and traditional heritage. However, like many other societies, it also faces problems related to child marriage. In Oman, marriage is often considered an important life milestone. The tradition of arranged marriages from the moment of a child's birth may still be practiced in rural areas where family and tribal ties heavily influence marital decisions, such as in Ibra province, Nizva, Ad-Dahira province, and some parts of southern and western Oman. Typically, once a child is born, families may begin discussing a future marriage between that child and the son of another family, especially when there are close, familial, or tribal connections. These arranged marriages are often the result of agreements between parents, sometimes involving negotiations over issues such as dowries, property, or living arrangements. Many families in these areas believe that marrying their daughters off at a young age secures their future and maintains the family's honor. Others view child marriage as a way to reduce financial pressure, believing that early marriage can lessen the economic burden of raising children. There is also considerable social pressure on families to conform to expectations. Many feel compelled to marry their daughters young to avoid social stigma or community criticism. Today, Oman has made significant progress in addressing child marriage through its legal framework. The government of Oman, along with several NGOs, has launched campaigns highlighting the negative impacts of child marriage and the importance of girls' education. However, challenges remain in implementing these laws and changing social attitudes. Many families may not fully understand the laws governing child marriage or the long-term consequences of marrying off young daughters. They may still choose to do so, especially in rural areas where traditional customs remain deeply rooted. A wedding is not just a ceremony. It's a cultural celebration lasting several days, where everyone gathers to eat, sing, and fully share the joy. This is one of the most unique and beautiful traditions of Omani life, reflecting strong community ties and a profound religious faith. Before the wedding, the bride is pampered and beautified for several days. A common ritual is the hammam, a purifying and relaxing bath. The bride also applies henna to her hands for decoration and, most importantly, to attract good luck. A traditional Omani wedding begins with religious rituals and a formal proposal ceremony, followed by lavish parties held separately for men and women. Each day has its own theme, rituals, and dress code, demonstrating the care and respect that goes into every detail of the preparations. A special highlight of Omani weddings is the traditional music and dances, Raja and Al-Azi, where men recite poetic verses praising families, honor, and tribal traditions. These celebrations typically begin in the late afternoon and continue into the evening, with grand feasts, mint tea, Arabic coffee, and roast lamb, richly seasoned with desert flavors. As many of you know, in Oman, littering in any public or open area is considered a serious legal offense and can result in a fine of up to 1,000 Omani rials. The absolute monarchy in Oman was established when the said dynasty came to power in 1744 and was further consolidated during the reign of Sultan Qaboos bin Said from 1970 to 2020, before passing to Sultan Haytham bin Tariq in January 2020. In this system, the Sultan acts as both head of state and head of government, holding ultimate, executive, legislative, and judicial authority. All major decisions, from the passing of laws and management of the budget to the appointment of key cabinet members, are issued by royal decree without requiring approval from any other institution. Oman has no written constitution limiting the powers of the ruler. Instead, royal authority is guided by tradition and royal decrees issued by the Sultan himself. The Majlis al-Shura Consultative Council, although elected since 1991, serves only an advisory role and has no formal legislative powers. Additionally, the Majlis al-Dawla State Council is made up of members appointed by the Sultan primarily to assist in policy research and offer recommendations. Oman's absolute monarchy has helped maintain political stability and reflects a strong respect for royal law. Under Sultan Qaboos, the country implemented numerous economic and social reforms while maintaining a balanced diplomatic stance with regional powers. Sultan Haytham bin Tariq has continued that legacy by focusing on economic diversification, reducing oil dependence, and promoting tourism, all while preserving the monarchy's central role in national politics. As a result, the absolute monarchy in Oman is not only a symbol of the Sultan's personal power, but also a pillar of the country's long-term prosperity and stability. It may seem unbelievable, but imagine a country needs permission from another nation just to visit its own territory. Take Mata, a tiny enclave of about 78 square kilometers, completely surrounded by the United Arab Emirates. And if this sounds strange, it gets even stranger. Inside Mata is a village called Nawa, which belongs to the UAE. This means you can drive from the UAE to Oman and then back to the UAE again, all in just a few minutes. No visa required, just cross the border. Don't believe it? Take out your phone and look it up. If Mata is a cartographic oddity, then Musandam is a true masterpiece. This territory is completely separated from the rest of Oman, also surrounded by the UAE. To get there, you only have two options: by sea or through another country. Musandam is not only administratively unique, but also naturally stunning. With rugged mountains on 3 sides, crystal clear blue waters, bright purple corals, and majestic fjord-like inlet. Most notably, within one of these fjords lies the village of Kasab, which cannot be reached by car or foot. The people here live in isolation, speak a distinct dialect, and remain shrouded in mystery. If you're curious why Oman has 2 territories so geographically separated, be sure to read section 13. In Oman, camels aren't just livestock. They're symbols of resilience, wealth, and national pride. Whether on rocky mountains or in deep deserts where modern cars have to stop, camels continue to plod on. Needing no fuel or GPS, only instinct and an incredible memory. For Omanis, camels are extremely valuable possessions. At traditional weddings, a beautiful camel may even be part of the gift. At camel markets in places like Nizwa or Salalah, it's common to see camels performing a kind of catwalk while being auctioned off. What's more, Oman hosts a camel beauty contest that has even surprised the West. The beauty standards here are unique. A high nose, small ears, and a proud pose. True camel queen qualities. This competition is usually held in winter and attracts hundreds of camel owners from across the Gulf region. Prizes can reach tens of thousands of dollars, and some winning camels have been valued at over $100,000, even up to $500,000. Judges award points based on large eyes, long eyelashes, well-proportioned limbs, high noses, long necks, and graceful movements. Winning camel owners not only receive monetary prizes, but are honored as cultural heroes and attain elevated status in the community. If you imagine the Middle East as skyscraper-crammed cities and traffic jams like Dubai or Doha, Muscat, the capital of Oman, will surprise you. Located along the Arabian Sea and surrounded on 3 sides by brown rocky mountains, this city runs with order and calm, like a Swiss watch in the desert. Clean, safe, and peaceful. Every building here is painted white, from shopping malls to homes, creating a uniform and elegant look. Any other color must be approved by the authorities, not only to preserve the architecture but also to maintain the city's unique charm. You won't find towering glass skyscrapers or flashy LED billboards, only the classic, understated grace of Arabia. People live in multi-story white villas, each with its own bathroom, reflecting a private and respectful lifestyle. Most importantly, Muscat is known for the warmth of its people, generous, kind, and polite, making you feel at home, even on your first visit. Islamic law plays a significant role in keeping Muscat's crime rate near zero, a rarity in any nation's capital. For decades, no major security incidents have been reported. There are no honking horns, no loud arguments, just a sea breeze and friendly greetings. A notable landmark is the Sultan Qaboos Grand Mosque, home to the world's largest handmade prayer mat, woven over 4 years, and the world's largest Swarovski chandelier. If you're a history buff, don't miss the ancient forts of Al-Jalali and Al-Mir, which have protected the city from pirates for centuries. When people talk about social welfare, many immediately think of European countries like Sweden or France. However, Oman, an Arab nation in the Middle East, is emerging as a surprisingly impressive model of a comprehensive and modern welfare system. So, what makes Oman such a livable country? First, let's talk about education. Education from primary to secondary school is offered free of charge to all students. But what is truly amazing is that even foreigners legally residing in Oman are also entitled to this benefit. Oman's healthcare benefits are equally impressive, as all Omani citizens enjoy free medical services. The Omani government provides public health services at no cost to citizens, including basic medical care, preventative services, treatment of illnesses, and emergency care. Since 2024, Oman has implemented a comprehensive social welfare system, which includes support programs for the elderly, children, people with disabilities, low-income families, orphans, and widows. Specifically, the Child Support Program provides a monthly allowance for all Omani children from birth to 18 years of age, regardless of family income. This reflects the government's strong commitment to ensuring the well-being of all segments of the population. Furthermore, Oman has introduced internationally recognized social welfare programs. The Ardalu bin Frankincense Land Program encourages community participation in walking activities to promote health and social unity. Meanwhile, Disability Divers offers diving activities for people with disabilities, creating opportunities for inclusion and skills development. Furthermore, Oman has expanded benefits for foreign workers. Beginning in July 2024, foreign employees will be entitled to 98 days of paid maternity leave and 7 days of paternity leave funded by Oman's social security system. A year later, the government of Oman continued to improve social benefits for this group, including sick leave, marriage leave, bereavement leave, and caregiving leave. After hearing all this, are you tempted to pack your bags and move to Oman, and maybe even find a life partner there? Leave a comment below, and stay tuned until the end of this video. There are still many surprising things about this country to discover. Oman is known as the country with the most diverse landscape on the Arabian Peninsula, a land that surprises anyone who loves nature. From endless golden sand dunes that stretch to the horizon to towering and majestic mountain peaks, Oman is a natural canvas full of surprises and irresistible charm. One of the highlights is the Wahiba Sands Desert, where enormous sand dunes change color in the sunlight. from pale yellow to vibrant orange. It's the perfect place for desert camping, camel riding at sunset, or gazing at the mesmerizing starry sky at night. Just a few hours' drive from the desert, you reach the Al Hajar Mountains with their rugged cliffs and the summit of Jebel over 3,000 meters high, known as the Roof of Oman. Here, visitors can hike through deep canyons, explore ancient stone villages, and witness stunning sunsets from a towering elevation. Don't miss the emerald green coast of Muscat, often called the Greece of Arabia. Limestone mountains jutting into the sea create stunning fjords, an ideal destination for dolphin watching cruises and diving adventures. Oman is also home to numerous oases and natural hot springs, such as Wadi Bani, Khalid, and Al Thawada hot springs. These locations offer tranquil landscapes with crystal clear turquoise water surrounded by lush palm trees, like hidden paradises in the harsh desert. Omani cuisine is a journey of rich flavors, delicately blending influences from the Middle East, India, Africa, and ancient Persia. Each dish reflects a masterful combination of spices, offering a unique and unforgettable culinary experience. One of the most iconic dishes is a lamb or beef dish marinated in a blend of local spices such as cardamom, cloves, cinnamon, and dried lime. The meat is then wrapped in banana leaves and slowly cooked underground for 1 or 2 days. The result is meat so tender it can be eaten with a spoon. Shua is traditionally served on special occasions such as Eid or weddings. Much like turkey at Thanksgiving in the US, Omani halwa is another specialty you must try. While halwa is a popular sweet treat throughout the Middle East, Oman has its own unique version. The main ingredients include sugar, ghee, spices, and nuts, such as sesame, cumin, and cardamom. With a jelly-like texture, vibrant colors, and intricate presentation, this dessert requires great care in its preparation and is commonly used during festivals and religious celebrations. Omani kawa coffee is an essential part of Oman's culinary culture. The coffee is roasted over an open fire and then ground with spices like saffron and cardamom, creating a rich and distinctive flavor. Another dish not to be missed is majbouz, a rice dish cooked with chicken or lamb, infused with bold flavors of turmeric, cloves, and cumin. While it may resemble the famous Indian biryani, majbouz has its own unique flavor with a milder spiciness, allowing the flavor of the meat and rice to shine. Finally, don't forget to try herbal milk tea, or karak, a light refreshment popular in Oman. Locals often enjoy it with toasted bread topped with honey or local goat cheese. It has the spirit of a British-style afternoon tea, but with a refreshing kick and bold Middle Eastern spices that awaken your taste buds. Oman offers an authentic Middle Eastern experience with a surprisingly affordable cost of living, especially compared to neighboring countries like Dubai or Qatar. Take Muscat, the capital, for example. Rental prices are quite reasonable. A one-bedroom apartment in a middle-class neighborhood rents for around $400 to $600 per month. If you choose to live in the suburbs or smaller towns, rent can be as low as $300. Basic utilities like electricity, water, and air conditioning essential during Oman's hot summers are also affordable, costing between $50 and $80 per month, largely thanks to generous government subsidies. One of Oman's biggest draws is its incredibly low fuel prices, as low as $1.20 per gallon. This makes using personal cars, as well as taxis and ride-sharing apps, very economical compared to other countries. As for food costs, you can cook a meal for 2 at home for approximately $5 to $10, using ingredients from local markets or supermarkets. Eating out at a casual dining establishment will cost between $3 and $6 per meal. However, if you're craving international or Western dishes, expect to pay between $20 and $30 per person. In short, if you live in Oman, your monthly living expenses will range between $900 and $1,200, a very reasonable figure compared to the cost of living in large American cities like New York or Los Angeles. It is truly an attractive option if you're looking for a high-quality lifestyle without the worry of overwhelming expenses. We just explored some fascinating facts about Oman. What impressed you the most? Do you know something unique about Oman that you'd like to share? Leave a comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts and stories. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to like it, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss our upcoming adventures to other unique countries around the world. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.